Hey awesome people, how are you all doing? Hope you all doing phenomenally awesome. Myself is Harsshad. Well, how many of you want to start a business from deep shit to a holy shit? From a business from oh my god to oh my god. Okay, so how many of you are interested to do like that, taking your business from this level to that level, through blessed by your own goodness, through surrounded by a goodness, by means, and by equipped by yourself, and you being equipped yourself in all means, that whatever you touch that becomes gold, creating an impact in the society, creating an impact in the society the way the great leaders hunger that created a history and a goodness for us, for this marvelous today what we are living. None of the great leaders had born with a great futures. They had born same like us, but they created extraordinary things from ordinary things, keeping the human well-being in mind with consciousness of inclusiveness that helps a millions of people. We had studied about these great leaders in our childhood and history and left that knowledge behind, being so busy focusing on the end results and the mark sheets as we grown gradually, and we graduated and we started going for employment or starting a business, focusing more on the increments or maybe on profits and losses if an employer. When I talk about this increments, the end results, so whatever, so are these so much important than our own well-being? Is it true? If you really have that guts to say, just tell me, keep your hand on your heart and say, yeah, he's right. This is not so important than our own well-being and creating an impact in millions of lives along with our own well-being. How many of you know that? Why are we losing our senses as we are growing? Because the belief system which is not our own, because 90% of the beliefs which we own are not our own. These are not our own karma. These are not self-experienced and lived right with consciousness of inclusiveness of our own. When we talk about system, or breathing system, or living system, or reading system, or listening system, why are our education systems are so bad? In a class of 30 to 50 students, why can't a teacher can focus individually on each and every student? In a school or college, we have different subjects. For different subjects, we have different teachers and faculties. Why the basic faculties are not understood by many of the people in the society who are teaching, who are delivering that education system? Why do 90% above business administrative master graduate students are undereducated or unemployed? If knowledge is everything, why it's not transforming? Because the behavior transforms, not the knowledge. Why I am saying this, that entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs are the hope of the society, especially the young entrepreneurs, because they are growing up with fresh mind and they are equipped with more exposed knowledge in current era than the earlier ones. And the corporate leaders can only bring that change and create that ecosystem, because corporate leadership doesn't have that boundary. Religious leadership has a boundary, a military leadership has a boundary, a political leadership has a boundary. For a corporate leader, there is no boundary. That's why we need more economic leaders for this youngest nation to create and change, get that impact. Well, I am sure that the topic is not diverted or out of the track, because the goals, our vision, what we take and we want to accomplish is like that, those are set on an intellectual process through intellectual faculties, but the implementation of this happened through a lawful process. That's why I was just interconnecting and articulating couple of things to make you understand how come these things may impact. A lot of things may impact in the implementation process. So there, most of the entrepreneurs, they fail and they give up. So that's why they'll go into the deep trouble of shit. My vision is to create world's largest retailers destination, being a gap partner in your retail journey. My mission is to educate, train and empower at least millions of small medium entrepreneurs, helping startups to big box retailers start, run and grow their businesses through a seamless debt-free business, creating a financial freedom and security to their family. So before you start something new, you should stop something old, so that old effects will not bring some wrong effects in your new things what you will be doing. So what I mean to say, example, you have a pen drive, so what you will be using, and you have files in that and you have a virus, and if you remove the entire file, entire data, and if you add up more files or new files in that, and if you try to remove those and again you put new files, what happens? The virus remains in that, but each and every file they're adding and removing and filing it up, so those will get impacted through that virus. I hope you're getting. So if you remove all the files, still there is a virus in that. So what you need to do? So first you need to remove the virus and then the files, and then you need to wipe off the entire data, and you can add up new files with antivirus. So another sense, so I will be your one of antivirus for your retail journey. So how do you create that impactful business? So you need to innovate, you need to strategize, you need to execute, and then you need to accelerate in a right way through step-by-step process that it is required, with the right systems, right methods, right tools, and the right hand-holding support, with the right team and a right treasury for that. Army and treasury makes a lot of difference in any of the businesses. So before creating any impactful business, you need to create the new you. You need to build the new future. So that's called, we work on self-forgiveness. And then I help you self-discover you, how to unearth the real you, and how to create your vision and mission, from taking you from here to there, how you go, and in between what are the steps and processes, how you create the milestones with the right values, with the philosophy. The next is design thinking, identifying the most critical problem, and then how to identify and how to create the identity. And then we work on self-analysis, your personal and business analysis, who you are, who you will be, and whom you needed. And next we work on how to create a $1 billion idea, to create a $1 billion business, and then how to create the milestones for that, and how to create the roadmaps with financial freedom and security to your family. So once we complete these things, a $1 billion idea, then we need to discover a customer. So once we discover the customers, then we need to work on the product which need to be delivered and how it is packaged. So once the product is identified, then we need to look into naming the product, then creating a trademarks, then company formations, asset buildings, etc. Then we need to work on leadership pipeline, who will be your team, etc. and all. then we need to work on product innovation pipeline. Once we complete the product innovation pipeline, then next we will be looking into product, price, distribution, sourcing, expansion, marketing strategies. Then we need to work on your vendor management. So who will be the vendors for your manufacturing or your packaging, your deliverables? There are different channel partners you require, so there are internal and external team we need to build for this. So next comes your estimating the resources for year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6 and year 7. And so after this, then we need to look into building a business plan for year 1, 2, 3 and to next till to 7 years. So then once we done this, then we need to work on the conceptualization of the idea, or if it is a retail store, we need to work on the retail identity. If it is you're coming on a online business, then we need to work on your website blueprints. Then if you're coming of different businesses, so maybe your real estate, so how your entire office will be, if it is your salon, that's part of your retail. So for different businesses, we need to create that identity, the corporate identity, that how it looks in the views of the customers and how they receives that. So then once it is done, then you need to work on the business model. Then once your business model is ready, and when you're ready to launch, and once you're launched, how you will get that recurring revenue. So recurring revenue is most important, and 90% of our business entrepreneurs doesn't know how to create a recurring revenue model. They directly jump into the profits and losses, and they don't look into creating an impactful business. So example, if you are closed in a room and locked for a couple of days, for a week, 10 days, still you should be getting that revenue. So for that, we need to create the right systems. So what I was talking the whole video about, creating the systems, methods, tools required for that. So to go from here to there is a distance. So to walk to that distance, so we need to understand, do we really have that right resources? Do we really have that team? Do we really have that strengths and guts to walk to that distance? So to create and turn that intangible idea into a tangible asset, or completely a physical reality. That again, what we are talking and creating an impactful business means that should be useful for millions of people, for their human well-being. Well, so I had taught you now how to create that impactful business, and step-by-step process in a right sequence, so that you will not miss any steps. So then the right impactful business means, when you're creating a right impactful business, you should have the right intention, and with the right intention you should have that authenticity. Without authenticity, so authenticity means you're here and here, the both has to sync properly and has to deliver the same. And third, you need to be very passionate, and next you need to have enormous amount of patience, because some things takes little time, some things goes like this. So business is like a wave, so how you might be seeing the waves like this. I hope you got right return on investment for the time you have invested with me right now, and I hope you will create that impactful business through the step-by-step processes, steps I taught just now. So if you like this video, please share with your loved ones, and I hope you and me can create an impact in the world and help as many as people as a community. I'm signing off. Myself is Harshad. I'm a retail design leadership consultant, business and executive coach, marketing strategist, and a fashion retailer. Thank you for watching my video, and thank you for being with me. Be awesome. All the best.